Are you ready to uncover the truth about the appearance of Jesus? You might get emotionally provoked after watching this video as we uncover the hidden history of why white Jesus hijacked Christianity. We will also journey back and further unravel the divine significance of Simon from Cyrene, who played a pivotal role right before Jesus' crucifixion. I'll link my first video about this topic at the end to discover those important details. A spiritual revival is on the horizon for the ancestors of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and it is linked to the significance of Simon from Cyrene. Unfolding this mystery might surprise you. You see, Jesus Christ's first coming was no accident. It was the fulfillment of a prophecy, and every detail mattered. One of those remarkable details was the assistance provided by Simon just moments before the crucifixion. But why was a man from modern-day Libya so significant? If we imagine the journey to Golgotha, we envision crowds taunting Jesus as he bore the weight of the cross towards his crucifixion. Matthew and Mark say Simon was compelled to carry the cross, while Luke says Simon was seized and had the cross laid on him. Jesus, in his human form, was weakened, and so the burden of carrying the cross was entrusted to Simon. Roman soldiers could have been motivated to pull Simon from the crowd, so Jesus wouldn't have died a premature death. Or could Simon's act of service represent God's act of love to his son to temporarily ease the burden? What's truly remarkable is that this crucial role was given to Simon of Cyrene, chosen by divine ordination. Simon embraced this responsibility, embodying Jesus' teaching of self-denial and taking up the cross. Luke's gospel says Simon carried the cross behind Jesus. This is the essence of true discipleship, because we are to take up the cross, like Simon, and follow Jesus' journey of sacrifice. Simon shared the burden of salvation, becoming a vital figure in the work of prophetic redemption. Now, here's where it gets intriguing. The Hebrews are God's chosen people, and in Matthew 27:25, the Israelites basically tell Pilate, "Jesus' blood is on our hand and our children's hands too, so please kill him instead of Barabbas, a well-known thief and murderer." From this moment on, the curse of Deuteronomy 28 began, because God's chosen people completely disobeyed his commands. So of course, whitewashing Jesus really happened. Films, TV, and even cartoons have been pushing the representation of Jesus to be white. Now that we know why it happened, let's talk about what the Bible says about the color of the Israelites. Then we will dive into why Jesus was changed to a white man and the white supremacy agenda that is attached to this deceiving narrative. Exodus 4:6 gives us an insight on the color of Moses, as God turned his hands leprous or white as snow. Then, God turned his hands back to his fleshly color. Later in chapter 12, Moses' wife, Miriam, momentarily turned leprous by God. In Song of Solomon, King Solomon literally tells you that he is black or dark, depending on what translation you read. Revelation 1:14 also offers us a clue about the physical traits of Jesus and God's own special people. His head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like flames of fire. Have you ever touched the wool on a lamb? Someone on my last video described it best in the comments saying, "Lamb's wool is like Afro-nappy kinky hair." Revelation 1:15 gives us further detail about the skin color of Jesus. His feet were like polished bronze refined in a furnace, and his voice thundered like mighty ocean waves. Have you ever seen what bronze looks like coming out of fire? It is dark. When God breathed life into Adam from the dust of the earth, it was dirt. Have you ever seen white dirt? No. What happens when you mix every skin complexion into one color? You get the color brown. Undeniably, Hebrews are dark-complected, but 300 years after the death of Jesus, Constantine, the white emperor of ancient Rome, converted to Christianity. He later legalized Christianity, and it became the official religion of Rome. Constantine combined the way of Jesus with the already established pagan traditions of Rome, birthing the Catholic Church. He was a political opportunist and used this legalization and combination to strengthen his hold on the Roman Empire. The first priority of the Church was to remove all Jewish influence from the new Christian religion. To do this, they forbid Christians from celebrating Passover and wouldn't allow them to eat unleavened bread. Christians were also forbidden to visit synagogues and listen to any Jewish teaching. The official Sabbath day for Christians was changed to Sunday, so it would be different from the Jewish Sabbath Saturday. By the time the Renaissance era came around, the paintbrush took extreme measures to present Jesus as a white man. Rome wanted Jesus to represent their white image and further the curse that God placed on his chosen people, the Hebrews. The complete rebranding of Christianity and persecution of the Hebrews was a monumental stepping stone towards the Hebrews completely losing their identity. The Renaissance was also a time in history that humanity was divided based on skin color instead of nations. 5 different race classifications happened at this time: Caucasian or white race, Mongolians or yellow race, Malayans or brown race, American Indians or red race, Ethiopians or black race. This classification of race came over with the colonization of the United States, and over time, the white Jesus was a twisted way of keeping slaves oppressed. White supremacy was the underlying power of using white Jesus, even if early settlers of the United States were unaware of the correlation. This horrible history also influenced many African Americans to turn away from Christianity altogether because it represented the white man's religion. Modern America has concentrated so much attention on the color of people's skin, and as you can see, this was clearly influenced by Satan. This classification system is a grand delusion to confuse the world about skin color and hide Satan's true hate for bloodlines and nations. The polarization of race happened in the 17th century with the adoption of the scientific racism theory. This was the belief that evidence existed to support or justify racism, discrimination, and the difference between an inferior and superior race. Satan hates humanity, but above all, hates one nation more than any other nation, and that is Israel, the bloodline of Jesus. The only way to break the curse from so long ago is to be awakened, to realize the revival within, and to embrace a deeper connection with God. But as we explore, we see the devil's strategies to distract and divide. But despite these modern challenges, God's purpose is for all people to put their faith in Jesus. We are in the end times, and I believe God will have one last outpouring of His Spirit in order to harvest many lost souls. Now is the time to turn away from sin, embrace faith and righteousness, and become a vessel for God's plan. Bringing revival means sharing God's love, hope, and truth with those who are lost. Together, we can make a positive change in the world and fulfill God's purpose. So, in the end, does it really matter what color Jesus is? Let's face it, when we bleed, we all bleed red. Or, does it matter because so many lies have been promoted and pushed over the centuries? To say it doesn't matter is the same as saying the truth doesn't matter. The Most High values the truth, and can you really be a child of God if you don't care and support lies? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more enlightening content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay blessed.